Okay, hello. My name is Michael. I'm the Big Geordie Geek, and I am doing some streaming today, I guess. This is the first time I've ever done this. It is a test because me and Graham run a podcast, The Edge of Empire, and what we want to do is at our next event, Company of Legends, which is all sold out. It's a Horus Heresy weekend, residential weekend in fact, and what we're going to be doing is we want to do a little live streaming from the event of some of the games. So I am testing out some of the stuff. I've never done Twitch before, believe it or not. Well, me saying this is the first time I've done it, and this is the first video obviously I've uploaded. You'll see that. So what I'm doing today is I'm building a Space Marine librarian. I've just taken off the legs here, so I'm going to build him up. Now he comes with a 25mm base, but what I'm going to do is replace it with a 32mm base, because that's what size Space Marines come on these days. And to be honest, it looks a lot better. It does look a lot better. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. So I'm just scraping the legs now. I'm sure nobody wants to hear me prattle on about stuff. I hardly doubt I will get any viewers for this. I don't particularly, not particularly bothered about that. It's mostly just seeing if this works, you know, how it works, what we're doing, how we're getting on, and if it does work, we'll you know, obviously start expanding the technology base that we have here and going from there. So technical information for those that are interested. I am using a Logitech C902 webcam to capture video in. It's doing an okay job, except for over there where the window is. The light's coming in and it's creating this sort of like diffused patch, which is a bit odd. If it looks like I keep looking that way, it's because I've got the OBS software in there. In fact, you know what, I'm going to move it into the main screen so I can see what's going on live, because I'm looking at Twitch and seeing that, which has got a slight delay. This is also on YouTube as well, I believe. I've put it onto YouTube. I think, I hope I have. I don't know. Who knows if it works, but I will check afterwards when the video is available, hopefully, if that's how it works. But I'm going to plan on doing a bit more stuff with this, seeing how it works. You know what, in the meantime, I'm going to pause the music that is playing in the background. I've got music playing in the background, which is for when it goes to a transition screen, see, because I've set up hotkeys to go from a screen. So watch, and I'll put the music back on for this actually. So if you give me 1 second. It's the Freeblade soundtrack for those who are interested. I probably can't do this, I'm probably not allowed, but and we're back with me. So I'll pause that music again. I might put something on in the background in a minute that I can actually hear, because I can't hear anything at the minute. I suppose I could put some headphones on, but yeah, I could put some headphones on. I mean, I wouldn't, I don't know. So I don't know. I'm playing around with this. So I'm just taking off the mold lines on the legs. There's actually quite a lot of mold lines on this one. This is the Space Marine Librarian model in power armor. Old man with the Cyber Cherub. I'm not going to put the Cyber Cherub on because I think it looks a little goofy. And plus I probably end up breaking it off. But this guy is going to be for my Blood Ravens, because you know I like my Blood Ravens. I need to do a lot more work on them. I've got a whole bunch of new stuff to add to them. Some Tartaros Terminators, Gabriel Angelos, obviously. Some, what else have I got? Primaris. I've got a load of Primaris stuff to add to them, because you know the Primaris models are interesting. I know not everybody is keen on them. Oh, and I've just dropped the legs on the floor, so bear with me 1 second. Go on. There we go. So let's glue these to the base. I know other people do things differently to me. I do differently to them. I know some people don't attach their models to the base and paint it separately from the base and then put it on and put the basing materials around. But what I do is I'll attach my model to the base then I will put the basing material on, and then I will prime it, because I find that the priming solution, well, whatever I use to prime, usually Vallejo, this stuff, Vallejo surface primer black for an airbrush, although my airbrush is broken at the minute, so I'm probably going to be using good old Pro Driver Auto Spray Paint Matte Black, pound that, brilliant stuff. It goes on alright actually. You can't complain for £1. Have I got much of that left? I've got a few cans of it left. That's good, because I need to replace my airbrush, because I managed to completely break it. I mean, break the main body. Somehow, I don't know. I was trying to clean it, and I broke it. It's done me good though. It's only a cheap one. Only a cheap one. But I don't go... I really should do more with my airbrush. I don't go much beyond the basic, you know, the basic priming of it. I haven't really got much, you know. I don't even put base colours on, because I always end up putting... I can never figure out the way to do it. I've got a friend, Harry. He's excellent with his airbrush. What I ought to do is I ought to pay him to teach me. I say pay him because, you know, he's like me. He's not exactly a roller in the dosh. So, you know, don't expect people to do things for free, eh? That's the way I look at it. You know, never expect people to do things for free. Always expect to recompense them for, you know, helping us out. That's the way I like to view things. So anyway, back to technical stuff. So what I'm doing is, sorry, I've got Logitech audio. I'm capturing through a MXL 990 microphone. Now I was planning to use a Labia mic. I have a Audio Technica Labia mic here, but for some reason, every time I plug it into my mixer, it doesn't pick it up. I plug it into my handy Zoom H1, picks it up, no problem. But turned off. But I plug it into my mixer, won't come in. Now I'm not sure whether this is a problem with the not sure whether it's a problem with the cable that I'm using to plug it into, because obviously it's a 3.5mm jack, and my mixer, which for those of you who are interested, is a Behringer Xenix 1204 USB, which is a good mixer. It's the one with the effects, which is quite nice. It's pretty good. It's the same one that is now used by Greg Dan of the Imperial Truth. It's the same one that's used by quite a few other podcasts actually. It's a solid, good mixer. Outputs the sound into the computer through USB. Brilliant. So yeah, I've got an MXL 990 plugged into that. This is the speaker you can hear there. I was going to use a Labia mic so you didn't have to see the speaker, but didn't work out. Let's see. I'm going to go back, check Twitch, see if anybody actually is watching. Oh my god, I have one person watching. Oh, that's probably me, isn't it? Yeah, that's probably me. I don't know. Watching now. I'm pressing it. Nothing's happening. It doesn't give me any information. So yeah. But 3 people have tuned in. Don't know why. As I said, this is technology testing. This is testing to see where it's capable. You know, I uploaded a few videos to YouTube when I was younger. You know, nothing amazing. But for the most part, they were just pre-recorded with my webcam, and they were utter shite. I'll tell you that now. Basically, me complaining about video games. Saying blah 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 blah. This is rubbish. This is rubbish. Why am I being got this? Why isn't this happening? Honestly, I was a proper entitled brat. Ooh, now this is interesting. What I'm gonna have to do. So I've got the 2 parts of the body here. But what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to, because I thought I would be able to attach them together I've lost the little slip with the instructions on, hence why I'm building this blind. I'm going to have to attach the back bit first, like so, before attaching the front bit, because it doesn't slip over. It's quite a nice little model so far. Lots of detail. I like lots of detail. Lots of detail. I do like detail. Okay, so just getting the two bits of the torso to align, and the book that he's carrying to not. Okay, they aren't. Okay, that's better. That's better. Plastic glue is good because, you know, it gives you that whole little bit of time. So there he is. There he is. Yeah, not too bad so far. Email telling me, ooh, microphones. I've been doing a lot of research and stuff into microphones of late, because one of the things we want to do at Company of Legends, which is the event we're running, it's a Horus Heresy event. It's a whole weekend. We got this brilliant place, Morehouse Adventure Centre. It has a big hall. We can fit in there 16, maybe 17 tables, but we're not going to push it. We're just keeping it at 16 tables. Might even just 15, because we've had 2 people drop out. I haven't put the tickets back on sale yet, but I might leave them up, not on sale, if you know what I mean. I might simply leave them at 30, so I can have a bit more room. I don't know. Another 120 quid wouldn't be bad towards the budget. You know, it could allow us to, you know, do something extra. But, you know, we'll see. I don't want to squeeze too many people in. But at the same time, I want a lot of people to, you know, play as opponents. Okay, so we've got this big hall. We can squeeze a lot of tables in there. But the real good thing about this venue is upstairs there are bedrooms, dorms. You know, people might not like. They're not like luxury hotel rooms. They're dorms. Don't even have plugs, which is a bit annoying. But it's for scouts. Ooh, Boris Johnson's going to visit Iran, apparently. Don't know why I'm telling you the news alerts. I just saw it and was like, ooh. I have news alerts for Iran pop up. Not that I'm like some sort of weird conspiracy theorist. No, I'm a Baha'i. All of my fellow Baha'is are in Iran, from Iran, so stuff from Iran comes up. It affects them. And you know, I'd say interested. So I've just done the backpack. It's a nice little backpack. Got a little Vexelia with a little book on it, and then it's got a scroll at the back. So yeah, I'll put that in my little case of stuff that I've got to prime. Need to put bases on these as well. What I did last night was I couldn't sleep. Just could not sleep for the life of me. So I ended up coming up and I have some breaches. Not breaches. I just built a bunch of breaches. I'm not breaches. It's destroyer marines. A squad of 5 to supplement the 5 that I already have. So for my ultramarines in Horus Heresy. I like destroyers. You don't see them on the table very much, but I like them. I do. I really like them. I like them. Is this volume good enough? I'm gonna. Oop. I've moved the pop filter slightly. I'm gonna bring it closer. Turn it up. Maybe increase the gain slightly. Cause oh yeah, that's better. Volume should be better now. I don't know. I will see when I play back this video on Twitch. It's probably going to be a total lot of shite. Wouldn't blame anybody if they did, you know. But again, this is about proving the technology works. That I can do it, because I know a lot of guys who do stream Twitch. I know some people who do that, and they have like super cool setups with professional grade cameras. I know a guy who's got like 3 DLSRs that are like 500 quid a pop in his room, his gaming room, all, you know, zoned in on him, showing him play in his game. I think that's a little weird, but you know, having invested so much money, I mean, he doesn't make any money off it. He just puts it out there. Then again, he's a bit of a twant. you know. He's a mate, but he's a bit of a twant. Oh, sorry, Steve, if you watch it, if you do watch this, sorry, but you know you're a twant. No, he does. We always joke about that. But yeah, I don't get it. Why would you have so much professional camera equipment in there? Okay, so that goes in his staff. I'm just going to pop that in now. Glue that in now. So here we go. Okay, let us. Okay, so there's the glue. There we go. Actually, that's not a bad looking model. I was a little unsure about him when he first came out, to be honest, a few years ago. I was very unsure about him. This will actually be the third librarian I have built for the Blood Ravens recently. I know Blood Ravens like their librarians, but I had a Terminator librarian for him, the old Finecast one, but it was a really bad paint job, and I failed in my attempts to find a good, decent material for stripping Finecast. So I ended up getting a plastic Terminator librarian, because I think comboing up the a Terminator librarian with some normal Terminators or Tartaros Terminators that I'm actually adding to them looks kind of cool, and is cool. Okay, so his shoulder pad is going on there now. Oop. Let's just cause his arm to slip slightly. So obviously he's got the rammed head symbol of the Librarius. And Blood Ravens do like the librarians. So I've also, so this is the power arm librarian I'm adding, which should be cool. And then I've also added recently a Primaris librarian, because it's a nice model. It's a nice model, and I got it reasonably cheap, so I was happy with that. But I do look forward to adding them to the force. I'll probably paint all of them at once, you know, librarians, freeways. I also have 3 chaplains. I was able to secure one of the Terminator chaplains from a Warhammer store opening. Now that is a really nice model. So he's getting added to the army. I also have a standard chaplain that came in the box that this guy came in. He came in a free set. You got the librarian, you got the chaplain, and you got a captain. Now I don't need the captain. So they were a power armor captain already, and I just didn't like the model. He didn't fit in with my Blood Ravens. I didn't like the look for the Blood Ravens. I would have used it for something like an Ultramarines or something else really, but I just didn't want him, as it were. So I actually sold him on eBay. Got a few quid for that, and I've got the librarian, and I've got the Terminator. It's not Terminator. The the chaplain on foot. I also have a Finecast chaplain with a jump pack, because again I had that to go along with some Assault Marines, but it was Finecast, bad paint job from when I first got back into the hobby, and I couldn't find a way to strip it, so I rebought him, because you know he's reasonably cheap enough. I say reasonably cheap enough, you know, I'm a very poor man, so for me a tenner is expensive. Yeah, no, he's not that bad. He wasn't that pricey. It was just, you know, I thought, yeah, I want a jump chaplain to go with my assault squad, because I've got an assault squad with two flamers, power action combat shield on the sergeant, and it's a reasonably good unit. Just gonna pop these in the bin. So yeah, so I've just taken off the base and the cherub. The cherub is going to go in my bits box. I don't know. I can just see if I attach him, he's gonna snap off, and I can't be arsed with that. No, I'm keeping him off. I'm keeping him off. It is a lovely looking bit of kit, but it's gonna snap off in my case. I can just see it. I'm not very yeah. I need to invest in some more pluck foam actually, at some point, so I can store some of the more complex models. Because I took at the weekend, I was at Blood and Glory, the Bad Dice podcast weekend. I was there gophering, actually. I was a gopher helper for Greg Dan and the Horus Heresy event, but I had to take down an army because I'm just gonna take a sip of Coke. I say Coke, Pepsi, same difference. And what happened was, on Saturday, I was just helping around, you know, helping answering rule queries, sorting stuff out. It was fun. It's always fun to help at stuff like that. So yeah, did that. But on Sunday, there was an Emperor's Children player, and he, shall we say, overindulged at the pub. You know, fairly typical for an Emperor's Children player to overindulge and stuff, isn't it? Anyway, so Sunday I had to play with my Ultramarines. So I took down an army just in case I had to play. I took down an army that could be either traitor or loyalist. Really, I should have just taken my word bearers because they are because the most likely probability was I was going to have to play traitors, because there are so many more people who want to play loyalists than traitors. It's really quite irritating because I don't know why. Lots of people want to be loyalists. Not so many people want to be traitors. But yeah, you know. Anyway, it was actually quite interesting because we had a brilliant weekend in terms of thingy. So we had in terms of gameplay, that is, not thingy. More precise with your words if you're going to do live streaming, Michael. And we had a guy who was playing Space Wars. He even had Lehman Russ in him. And when we asked for volunteers to go traitor, he put up his hand. So Lehman Russ was a traitor for the weekend. Actually quite good because he won best traitor player. Well deserved, really. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, Emperor's Children player overindulged, so my Ultramarines became traitors. I took them down in a Citadel Crusade case, which is pretty good, but when you put 2 Land Raider Proteuses in the foam, they were a bit too close together and had a little bit of paint scraped off them. So I'm going to have to repaint those. Well, not repaint those, but patch them up. I also saw my Spartan. Oh my god, that needs so much patchwork. It is terrible. Utterly terrible. I can't believe I've been playing with that. Anyway, so I'm going to end this here. I've been live for 25 minutes. Okay, cool. I haven't been recording this. Maybe I should have done. I don't know. I'm going to have to get better at... I'm going to have to figure out a way to do this because... yeah. Okay, I just want to show off a model before I go. This is my Titan Tech Priest. He is a Tech Priest Engine Seer in the game, 40k, that I play. Also Caleb, the Auto Reductor guy, because I like my Mechanicum. Don't play it enough. It's probably because it's mostly unpainted. And I've got this thing about not playing with unpainted models. I really need to paint some more of him. Great model though. Love him. Nah. Anyway, so he's cool. Yeah, so I've got to figure out better ways on how to do this streaming. Yeah, better ways. So I'm gonna go away now. I'm gonna go have a cup of tea. I'm going to do a little bit of tidying up in my cat cave. We call it the cat cave. It's a man cave, but I can't quite figure out, because man cave doesn't seem quite cool. You know, everyone has a man cave. Studio might be appropriate, but the girls called it the cat cave because I like cats. Who doesn't like cats? I've got 4 of them. They're bloody lovely animals. You know, lots of purring. Oh, look, turret for the Punisher. Sakaran Punisher. That's going to be awesome in the if I have to ever play demons. Just sticking here, needs undercoating, priming, along with the tank itself. Got an Arcus to do as well. Yeah, so what I had to do for the weekend was Greg needed more scenery. The scenery that Bad Dice had was cool, but they needed more. What they did have was some of these Mantic the Mantic modular stuff. It's like squares, you clip it together. It's alright. It's alright. I've had some of it, but in all honesty, it doesn't clip apart. You can't reconfigure it. I say it's alright. It's alright if A, you can store it well. My stuff is currently at my club, Durham Raiders. Big up to the Raiders. And it gets stored badly and it's falling apart. It doesn't stay together very well. It's all shite. But what they've done at Bad Dice is they've taken some of that and they've actually created big walls with a little bit jutting out so it stands up to serve as tournament line of sight blocking terrain. Because in a Warhammer tournament, that's what you want. You want terrain that's going to help block line of sight for against things like knights, for example, Wraith Knights, Gorkanauts, Morganauts. What else do they have? Storm Surgers. They're big bad boys. And other knighty type things. Wraith Knight, Imperial Knight, Gorkanaut, Dread Knights. Yeah, the big models. Anyway. But in Heresy, no offense to it, but it looks shit. It doesn't fit. Heresy is a narrative game. It's not a game designed for tournament play. It's a game designed for narrative play. And that's what the Heresy event at Bad Dice, at Blood and Glory, the Bad Dice's convention, Blood and Glory, was all about. It was about a narrative event. So Greg wanted more, normal terrain. So I have a box that I keep at home of terrain, some Cities of Death stuff. I've got a plasma obliterator, which is unpainted actually, that didn't go down, so it doesn't count. I've got a bunch of buildings, Shrine of the Aquila, a couple of Manufactorums, I've got a couple of bastions, some defence lines, some urban defence lines that they did a few years ago, the resin ones, and the Orc version. Some Wall of Martyr stuff. All in all, it did about three tables. Andrew Newton commented, "Hey, that doesn't cover, that's no line of sight covering." But again, it's not about line of sight covering, it's about thematic terrain. And besides, you're in cover if you're in one of those Wall of Martyrs. Okay, so if you're not in the Wall of Martyrs and you're behind it, not so great. But anyway, it looked better because we didn't have to depend so much on the big walls that looked really weird, out of place. So yeah, that was cool. So I normally keep it in the back there, behind a bunch of other boxes. I've got this big, huge pile of shame. Boxes and boxes of models that have not been built, or painted, or touched. I have a whole 5,000 point Tau army. Well, actually, I built about 1,000 points of it, and painted about 100. No, I painted a Crisis team and a Piranha. That's it. I've got a bunch of drop fleet commander stuff that I got in the Kickstarter. I painted I painted 3 starter fleets and a bunch more of the UCM ships. I've got commander tanks. There's a bunch of mech orc stuff for Megan. Actually, it's not too bad. I've got Dreadfleet, Dreadfleet, both Warhammer quests. I've got the Batman game, Suicide Squad box. Yeah, anyway, big pile of shame needs to be dealt with. That's why I'm not buying any more plastic crap until February. So any more awesome releases, sorry, I can't buy them. But I need to buy a couple of bases for some of my corn stuff. Yeah, I've got corn stuff. Actually, most of my corn stuff is built now. No, I still got the start collecting Bloodbound box that's got to be built, a skull cannon, and 3 blood crushers. But the blood crushers need bases, because I had a Blood Tide of Corn box, which is really cool. It was a box I released a few years ago. I got it really, really cheap from Travelling Man. It was damaged, and they were like, and they got refunded from Games Workshop because it arrived damaged, and Games Workshop literally told them to throw it out, and I was offered it for cheap. And all that was wrong with it was the box was bloody awful, was completely knackered, which is good. But anyway, I had the bases in for some blood crushers, but the bases were 60mm Dreadnought bases, which they don't come on those bases now. So I borrowed the bases from a Start Collecting Khorne Bloodbound box, and bought. Well, I haven't bought the replacement bases there for those, but I've got. I bought off Drew, a friend. I bought a box, right here, minus the blood letters, because he needed the blood letters for a project. Cool. I'm happy with that. Cost 30 quid. I think he probably paid 40 for it from Goblin Gaming. So I paid for him. So he got his blood letters for tenner, but no problem. I got Skull Crushers, Blood Crushers, sorry, which I wanted three more of them, because I got 3. I wanted 3 more of them, just the line guys, and they would have cost me 35. I think they come in packs of 6 now, so I think they probably would have cost us near 60 quid at least from Games Workshop. And a Skull Cannon, which I believe is about 30 odd quid. I'm going to build it as a Skull Cannon. He nicked the Herald, who would normally sit on the back there if it was a Blood Throne, to turn into a Herald, which is cool. I've got the bits myself if I want to have it as a Skull Throne, but what I want to do is actually have it as another Skull Cannon. I've got one Skull Cannon, but I made a mistake. I put the blood letters on the back of it, and that makes it really difficult to transport, and you can't actually put them on the front. So with this Skull Cannon, I'm going to put them on the front. I'm not normally ever going to use, generally in my Games of Age of Sigmar or even Heresy, because or 40k, because demons can go in 40k, and that is one of the reasons why I'm building demons, so I can do that. Take it in Heresy and 40k as well. Okay, so yeah, so I'm gonna have a tidy up the cat cave. I'm gonna put my scenery back behind there, rearrange all the stuff because I had to pull everything out, and then I'll come back. And I think what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna start painting. He's in gloss. I accidentally bought some gloss primer. Didn't realise until it was on the models, but you know, it doesn't matter. It all goes on the same. I'm going to start painting this Demon Prince. He's going to be a Demon Prince of Khorne. I'm going to do his wings. I think I'm going to do them fleshy. I'm going to do his body, you know, red, Mephiston red type stuff. I probably should have left the wings off and done them separately, but I don't think sometimes. Brain damage, that's my excuse. So yeah, I will come back and we'll sort him out later. So I'm going to pick up my keyboard now because I have hotkeyed the screens for transitions for the music and stuff. So I've got the music start. Let's play some transition music. So we're going to go back to the Freeblade main theme. La la la, pair. Start that off in the background, and I will hit. I know.